There we are. We are live. All right. So, as I was saying, many people don't understand the difference between immigration and illegal immigration. A lot of people don't grasp the concept that immigration is when people come here, they sign the documentation, they sign the applications, they apply, they show up, they sign a ledger, they come on work visas and other aspects that make it legal to be here. Illegal immigration is when people come here, break our law by illegally entering our country. This isn't just an American crime. Make no mistake, what they're doing is they're breaking an international law. So people all the time ask me the need for the wall. They tell me that these undocumented aren't affecting our society, that they're not hurting us, that many of them are hardworking, many of them provide and do all this stuff, and none of them are on welfare and all this good stuff. They make them sound like they're some kind of saints to our society. So let me bring it down to you. This is the truth about illegal immigration. Many of these illegal immigrants never attempt any legal means necessary. They never attempt to sign up, to register, or apply for citizenship. Many of these immigrants automatically take it upon themselves to load up their families, to pack what little things they can carry, and to travel a long distance, endangering each member of their family so that they can hope to come into this country illegally and then hope to somehow provide a better life for the family when they get here. Now, when these individuals are illegal, they can't provide or go get welfare. Sure, that's the argument. Well, they can't get welfare. Well, let me just educate. What they do is they show up and they go get jobs that are under the table. Jobs like picking oranges and picking fruits and things like that. And before you know it, these jobs, they're not paying taxes. They're not contributing to much of the economy. All they're doing is they're literally getting paid under the table in most cases. Now, in that same regard, because they can't collect welfare, what they do is they end up having multiple children. Each one of these children can collect welfare. Each one of these children can provide government assistance to a family of undocumented. Now, these same children can go to our schools. They can overcrowd our classrooms so that our children aren't getting the proper education that they should. You see, there's multiple flaws to illegal and undocumented coming to our nation illegally, unannounced, and then driving us to the way it is. You see, when they show up here, the problem is we don't know who they are. They're not registered, they're undocumented. This means that simply we don't know if Jose is Hector. We don't know if Hector is Javier. We don't know if that person was a minister in Mexico or a member of MS-13. We don't know if he brought his daughter or if he brought a kilo of dope and a bunch of illegal drugs or guns. We don't know anything about this person or these individuals that get here. That's your big problem. Next, in many places throughout this country, our so-called representatives go out and protect these undocumented more so than they do our own citizens. You see it all the time. Undocumented are getting full health coverage. Undocumented are getting more benefits. Undocumented are getting more health, more this, more that. Well, the truth is it's just not right. The truth is it's not really legal. Let's see what you say.
the undocumented immigrants with the heavy on the American people. And then once we says it's all Americans first, we need a wall to protect us. I agree. I agree. And that's the thing is, what happened was they slowly trickled in and nobody cared. And then, like, let's say a cockroach, they multiplied and continued to multiply. They continued to show weaknesses all throughout our border to the point where 11 and a half or more million undocumented walked over a line that was broken, or they swam, or they jumped and climbed. Needless to say, it wasn't very hard for them to get here. And when they got here, well, from there, you could just look at the news to free health care. They're getting wages, they're getting higher wages, and they're getting votes. And that's the big one. They're getting votes. And people say, well, how do they get votes? They can't get votes. They're not legal to get votes. How does that even happen? Well, in many states, when they come here, they go to the DMV. The DMV in many states, you go get your license transferred, automatically you're registered to vote. It's up to the people who sign up to decide whether or not to unregister. Now, there lies the problem. Because if you could take your driver's license from Mexico, show up into a DMV in California or any other state like this, and you can transfer it to an American license, and by doing that, you're automatically registered to vote. Now, you're allowed to vote for things like politicians who are going to build sanctuary to protect you from being here. You're going to vote for a higher minimum wage that drives up the cost of living. You're going to vote for gun rights to be removed because you don't want the American people pissed off and able to defend themselves. You're going to vote to watch America rip itself apart at the expense of illegal immigration. Mind you, we're not asking to load up individuals in the boxcars. People say all the time, they say that President Trump is Hitler. They say that the American Party, the Americans first. They say that the Maganeers, the Trumpers, they say that we're all Nazis. They say that we want to build a Berlin Wall. Well, here's the problem. Our wall is going to have an exit and an entrance. Our wall is going to allow people to come and go legally as they see fit. Our president, who everybody says is like Hitler, I don't see him loading up Mexicans in trains and sending them off to gas chambers or Auschwitz. You want to tell me he's like a Nazi? You want to tell me he's like Adolf Hitler? I'm telling you right now that you let me know when we start rounding up Mexicans. You let me know when we start rounding them up to basically send them off to concentration camps. Because as far as I can tell, nowhere near being Nazis. But you know who is? I can tell you who is. The party that wants people to come and here in Oregon, the Democratic governor here in Oregon is suggesting that our homes should be, literally the government should be able to walk into our homes. They should be able to investigate us to make sure that everything is going good. They're talking about something straight out of the SS. They're talking about de-arming Americans, which is straight out of Hitler's game plan. They wave around Antifa, dressed like Nazis. See, there's only one party that has ever truly represented racism and hate. The problem is the other party has done nothing to stop it. The other party has done nothing to allow this to end. They've continued this drama over and over and over. And whenever anybody had the ability to do anything about it, they've done nothing. And that's why we are where we are today. So when people want to place blame and tell you that it's one side's fault and not the other, when people want to tell you that one side is worse than the other, the truth is it's lies. The fact is that one side created the problem, the other side did nothing about it. It's time for a new choice. It's time for a choice that has people who decide to do something. A choice where the American people stand up for their own God-given rights. The rights that were guaranteed to us by our forefathers. It's time for the American people to demand that our rights are heard, seen, and acknowledged. It's time for the American people to stand up and tell these so-called representatives to represent us or get out of our way, because they or truthfully represent the American people. We ask that you represent what's best in our hearts and minds as American citizens. And right now, what's best in our hearts and minds is a wall that protects us from illegal immigration, that protects our economy from under-the-table workers and welfare fraud, voters fraud, healthcare fraud. We're asking for a government that puts the people first and our rights. That's why we do what we do. That's why we come here and push so hard. Because if we don't, America will once again fall back to the way it was. Let's see what you said here. It's a socialist playbook, deep state themselves in our country. Yes. Oh, it sure is. There's no doubt. And it's been that way for a while. It's been written. You can look back and you can see step for step how it's happened ever since we've allowed communism inside of our schools and allowed our colleges to indoctrinate our youth. And that's a straight up fact. The deep state has been in our system ever since the Skull and Bones was created, which, by the way, almost every one of our presidents was taken part of, except President Trump. You see, I believe President Trump was the monkey wrench that screwed up the whole problem, the whole plan. I believe that right now we were supposed to be in globalism. Right now we were supposed to be part of this new world order. Only the American people stood. Only a president stood. And we fucked all up. And we continue to fuck their plans all up. Because we are the ones fighting for what's right in this nation. So it's important for each and one of us, whether it be on my Facebook, whether it be my YouTube, it's important for every one of us to continue sharing these messages, to continue pushing the idea that, you know what, both parties are broken. Both parties have had a chance to solve this problem and many more problems just like it. And neither party has, for one reason or the other. And if you truly believe that, if you truly believe that the government is broken because both parties have failed to represent the people of this nation, I say follow me. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Join my group. Invite people in. Keep sharing like there's no tomorrow. Keep telling people the exact words I'm telling you. We're tired of popularity politics. We're sick of race bait politics. We don't care about gender. We care about qualifications. We care about who's got the right plan for the right problems, who's got the solutions to solve those problems. We care about who's the best fit to run this nation. Those are the things the Americans First Party care about. We are sick and tired of politics as usual. We're sick and tired of the way things have been and being stepped on in our own nation. I started several Patriots First news agencies to share a message, no more division. Yes, keep it up. No more division. Listen, here's the thing. I'm starting to unify people. I'm starting to organize. So I'm going around and I'm collecting people with the same like minds. Okay, people who have lost faith in the Republican Party. Because let's face it, the Republican Party is not the party of MAGA. The Republican Party is not the party of Trump. Let's face that. 1 second. Let's get that right now. It's convenience. It's a marriage of convenience. But to see the true fruition of the MAGA movement, to see the true finish of it, we need a new party. A party based on our own ideals. A party based on the Constitution, on conservatism, and on everything MAGA is about. The one difference is it's based on the idea that we the people, for the people, and by the people. And if we don't like it, we have the brave enough and the strong enough to stand up to ensure it. We are collecting people. We're collecting people who have opened their eyes, who have seen the wrongs from both sides. We're collecting these minded people. They're liking what they're hearing, that Americans are standing for what's right, and they're standing against popularity. They're standing against every hateful act that is politics today. Citizenship should simply mean being able to sit down in a room, know what rationally and reasonably is the problem, and then come up with a solution without killing each other, biting each other's heads off, or pumping each other's chests. It's time we get better. It's time we have a new choice, a new direction. It's time we stand for the American people, the Americans' first political party. Join us. What do you say here? Wow, no paragraph. Good plan. Trump created the for the American First parties. It started back in the 40s. Yes. But this ain't the same Americans First. Okay, this is slightly different. This party is based on the idea that we are sick and tired of the way things are. This is a party based on American people who are doing something about it. That's the difference between MAGA and the Republicans. That's the difference between the Americans First and the GOP. Because the GOP complain about the liberals' problems. The GOP complain about fixing their problems. The Americans First, we fix them. We don't have time to complain. We just stand up and get it done. We force the hand. When the NFL stood against us, we stood up against them and they almost fell. When Starbucks stood against us, they almost fell. When the American people stand up for what they believe in, we always win. And that's a fact. Yes, the new Americans First Party for the people, by the people, for the people, by the people. This is a party that is truly an Americans First Party that is based on the people's movement. I don't even know what that is. Did I lose connection? It says I'm still live on YouTube. So get out there.
Keep doing what we're doing. Don't lose faith. And remember, the more people attack what we're doing, the more people attack our president, the more people attack and Mogineers, remember, we're winning. They're attacking us because they're trying to hold us back. They're attacking us because they're scared. Because they know that we're changing this nation. They know that we're changing the hearts and the minds of the people who have been held back and left behind. They know that we're uniting under a real cause, a just cause. Because we will not allow America to fall into the hands of these globalistic, New World Order, elite, deep state, whatever you want to call them. This is our nation. And as long as there's one of us willing to fight for it, it's worth fighting for. So stand up, join us. And I'm going to end right here. I'm going to end this on both my YouTube and my Facebook. And I'm going to say, thank you for watching. Get out there, share this. Invite people into the group. Keep pushing the message. If you're on my YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, hit that bell for notifications. Like it and comment in the box below. You guys have a great night. God bless. Duncan and the Americans First Party out.